Time now 12:42. Some of you may feel the impacts of a major backlog the IRS is dealing with right now. If you owed money in 2019, you may have recently gotten a wrongful notice from the IRS saying you still owe that money when you don't anymore, or the letter may have said you still need to file your return. CPA Kimberly Washington joins us live to talk about what you should do if you get a letter like this. Kim, I know there are plenty of people saying, what? What do they do if they get this memo from the IRS, but they already paid what they owed?
So the first thing is try not to panic. We know that the IRS is really extremely behind. So try not to panic. That's the first thing. And the second thing you want to do is create an online account. This way you can go online and see what's actually going on with your account rather, so you can determine what steps you need to take. And also, if you have to send a payment to the IRS, the best way to do it is make sure you do it online. So send in a check. Sometimes you may need to do that, but if you have to send a check, make sure you send it certified, because again, they're so backlogged that they need to catch up, and you want to make sure you have proof of that payment.
So Kim, backlogs aside, what if somebody does owe money from 2019 and they're getting this letter? What should they do?
The first thing you want to do is set up an installment agreement. You want to get in contact with the IRS. Remember, you can do that online, and that stops any collection activities that the IRS may process during this time. Another thing you may want to consider is determine whether or not you qualify for what's called the offer and compromise. This is where you pay less than what you actually owe. But keep in mind, everybody does not qualify for the offer and compromise. You got to have very little income, probably more expenses than your income, little disposable income at the end of the month. So those are some things you have to keep in mind. If you qualify, you definitely want to take advantage of that program. Last but certainly not least, you can request for economic hardship, and it's just letting the IRS know that, hey, at this time I can't afford to pay, and they can stop any collection activity during this time. So those are some options you do have.
So what happens if the IRS puts a penalty on somebody's account, whether it's correct or even if it's not correct? What can they do?
You have options. One of the things you can do is what's called first-time penalty abatement. And so if you've never been assessed a penalty, you can contact the IRS and say, hey, listen, I qualify for the first-time penalty abatement. I just tweeted out an article concerning that. You can actually have those penalties removed. If you had penalties in the past, don't fret. You can also try out for what's called reasonable cause. Maybe that was an illness or some type of other activity within your family or whatever the case may be. You may also request for penalty relief there, but definitely see if you qualify for these programs.
Kim, lastly, are there any other helpful tips that you can give to taxpayers who may be dealing with some of these wrongful penalties, or the IRS is just now getting to their payments and they're a little bit confused on what to do next?
The biggest thing, again, I can't say enough, is try not to panic. You may receive a notice now because, of course, something that you sent in maybe a few months ago. So they're just catching up. And so now you have that time lag. So try not to panic, create that online account, and get in contact with the IRS, whatever means that you can. And again, I put some things on my Twitter account at KimSense to help you out if you're following or if you have this issue at this time.
All right, CPA Kimberly Washington, great advice. It's going to help a lot of people. We appreciate you. Thank you.